got trouble. Right here in River City. With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for fool. We've surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Remember the main Plymouth.
Well, this is topical. I'm bringing this up for a reason. I was in a production of the American classic show, The Music Man. I've sung barbershop for a number of years, and here is our quartet picture from that show. And folks, in our industry, I say we have trouble as well. Almost every presentation so far in this conference touches on the change that's going on, how rapidly things are changing. But you know something? The change that they're referring to is technological. And you know that the technology change is important to get us to that point where a video call is as easy to use as a telephone call or better. And we need that technology change to happen, and it's happening. I think a bunch of you were in the Polycom showcase, right? And saw the cool things that they're doing. All the vendors are finding ways to make this stuff easier for us to use. But there's something that's coming along, right along with the technology change that we need to acknowledge, and that's what this presentation is about. And my goal is for you to get a new framework for understanding the management of this animal, this tool that we have. So to give a little background, let's talk just a little bit about other technology changes and the language that comes along with those. The change from typewriter to the word processing culture. We have words like keyboarding when it used to be typing. Correction tape. When was the last time you saw correction tape? Now it's autocorrect. Manual and automatic have totally different meanings now. There was manual and automatic typewriters, but now what's automatic? Now it's voice recognition to get those words on the screen. Some other things, the moving from paper books to audiobooks, we have similar language change. We download instead of we buy. We listen instead of read, but people still say read even when they listen, don't they? We used to borrow books, now we just steal them. Some other ones that we're familiar with. This I found interesting. The words that were added to the Oxford English Dictionary in the past year. So many of them, the technology terms added. The Oxford English Dictionary, the de facto standard of what makes the English language. Acknowledges the changes in technology. In our industry, here are the words that have been used, and some of the new ones, some of the old ones, over the last couple of years, right? Some of these terms are very confusing to the people that use our technology. We use them and their eyes glaze over. I deal with a lot of small and medium-sized business owners in my practice, and talking about video technology with them, I can't use these words. I have to use the word Skype. They get that. And telepresence is getting into the common vocabulary, but it's getting in there as a confusing term for most people. The term experience is also one of those words that has been applied willy-nilly to video conferencing, to telepresence, to everything under the sun. And there's a reason for that, and that's the heart of this presentation. So a few years ago, we started talking about the video conferencing experience, but we just give lip service to it. What does it mean? So I want to ask you, let's get an idea here in the room when we think of experience with regard to our world. What are we talking about? In the Polycom Showcase Theater, the word experience was used explicitly for the user interface of that piece of technology. All right, where else do we use the experience? What makes up an experience?
Layout.
Room layout, good. What else?
The flawless performance.
We'll just say the performance. These are things that affect the user experience. Right, what other things affect the user experience in our world?
Video resolution, high def.
Okay, it wasn't until high def video began to come onto the scene that we started really talking about the experience.
Just like being there.
Like being there, yeah. What else are parts of the experience that we talk about? Content.
It's the content of the experience.
Right.
The latency to speak over each other?
Right, that is definitely part of that experience Our goal on the technology side is to reduce that latency to make it more natural, more like our face-to-face conversations. Great. Anything else?
The effectiveness of the interaction that they have with each other.
The effectiveness of interaction. That's excellent.
And there's processes that get them into the room.
Good. Sometimes there's some scheduling, there's some planning and all that. Good. These all affect the user experience. I think we can all agree. The thing is, we know the components of the experience. We know what an experience feels like. We kind of know what an experience is. But as an industry, we don't know how to manage experiences. I'm going to mention a couple of examples in a little bit, but let me just give you a little precursor. I want you to think of Disney. How does Disney manage an experience? They're pros at this. We need to run our video networks like Disney runs their theme parks. And the reason is, there's an economic driver for this. People want experiences. Not only do they want experiences, they're willing to pay more for an experience than whatever came before.
You got trouble. Right here in River City. We're the capital T in that.